Okay, my fellow American citizens, let's see if anything occurs that disrupts this video from continuing to process in its sequential order up to 33 minutes long. I have seen many videos of fellow gang stalking victims and their online reporting about what they're enduring and what they've become educated about concerning this crime. And I've endured it myself on a massive scale when I went to go make Periscope videos using 5 different Periscope accounts, separate phones, and when I went to go make videos through my phones, where these sick, filthy, satanic whores who are managing this crime go into your phone, screw around with the settings so certain things occur while you're trying to make a video, and when they occur, it stops the video from processing. In fact, I've even had videos interrupted right when I say that in the video. Okay? So let's see if that occurs in this video or any other video. Alright, so check this out. This video is only going to be 33 minutes long. I'm going to talk extremely fast, and this video's got a specific subject matter. And let me just take a couple puffs off my cigarette because I just sat down. Hold on. From doing about 2 hours worth of work. And I'm on an extreme time crunch today, so I'm taking a break while I'm making a video. Okay? And so, to kind of segue into the subject matter, let me show you this bag here. Now this right here, let me give you try and give you a full view of it. The bag that's coming out of it is just a garbage bag that's coming out of it. The bag goes from here, okay, to here, and then the height is from here, okay, to here. And it actually holds quite a bit. And the width of it is from, as you can see, that's how big it is right there, okay? And then that's how far back it goes. Now this goes on the back rack of my bicycle. Okay, the saddlebags are on it right now. The crime of gang stalking intentionally made me homeless from at least 4 apartments in Michigan and 1 in Tennessee. Google on my descriptions. Now, this video is about showcasing to you what I gotta do in order to survive this crime, being homeless, and to state some things to you about how I'm going to start implementing a new hiking area strategy, because they're targeting me at wooded areas I go to. Wooded areas I'm fucking forced to go through as a direct result of this crime. I am absolutely targeted and gang stalked at wooded areas. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something here. Give me a second. I gotta get something out. I already had it out, but I gotta get it out of some rubber bands. So bear with me a second. And I had to set my cigarette down too. Now, I'm only gonna show this to you and make a fast, brief statement about it. The YouTube account you're watching this video through has already got massive, detailed, in-depthly detailed videos pertaining to what you're about ready to see. I'm showcasing in this video briefly, only to show you. Sorry, I had a hard time getting the paper out. It was wrapped up in a section of papers that had a rubber band around it. So I'm going to show you something here, and it's going to blow your mind. Now, I want you to look at this. Make sure I get the right lighting. Now, do you see those bumps on the white part of the eyes? Okay, that's eye fluid. I'm going to show you a better picture so you can see it more clearly. These are snap screenshots from a Periscope video made on June 3rd, 2020. I was heavily targeted to the head and face for over 18 full hours at 2 separate areas. A wooded area that I gave the code name to of the Octopus Tree location. Because think about it, if you're a woman and you're made homeless through this crime, they already know where you're at. In real time at all times, when you're out and about in the community and when you're at a wooded area. Anywhere you're at, they know where you're at, 24/7. This is exposed all over the internet by tens of thousands of victims pertaining to the illegal tracking, which is the criminal stalking of the word gang stalking. Okay? And it's not stalking by gangs. This is not an educational video concerning gang stalking. This is a subject matter video. And you'll understand that as I proceed to talk. Now, I'm going to show you a better picture here in a second. These are non-consensual remote neural monitoring islands implants. Write down that YouTube URL link. Type it in at your URL address bar. Press enter on your keyboard to bring it up. Watch the video. These islands implants are somewhat detailed in that video, including the fact that a book is shown in the video, written by a doctor who also exposes these implants in the book. Now remember, the YouTube channel you're watching this video through has got at least 10 videos in it that in-depthly discuss this issue and this event that brought about this physical evidence. These are snap screenshots from the Periscope video that's in my blog, okay? And these are non-consensual remote neural monitoring islands implants. What they actually are concerning what they are physically, are biofilm, light crystal, ocular, OCC, ULAR islands implants. They interface directly, remotely with remote neural monitoring. In fact, those little beads of light you see on the biofilm themselves that rest on the eyes, the entire eye, okay, are the light crystals. And they were continually lit up on the day of the Periscope video was made, June 3rd, 2020, as a direct result of the body absorbing the electromagnetic energy weapons that was attached to the head and face, which caused the eye fluid sacs to form and the water sacs to form. They were basically cooking my brain and my face from the inside out. Now, the energy from the direct energy weapons and the electromagnetic weapons that were attacking my head and face gets absorbed by the light crystals, which acts as at least as an additional power source. They can send video images, video streams to these islands implants, forcing you to see what's projected onto them. Whatever's projected onto them is processed through the optical nerve, to the retina, to the optical nerve, to the visual cortex. Remember, research remote neural monitoring. Okay? You'll see it. You'll see the fact that they send video images and stuff like that to the visual cortex. Now, as a result of them heating up my brain and the water and eye fluid in the face and eyes, it heated it up so bad the bubbles formed, pushing the back on the surface of the eyes, pushing the back part of these biofilm islands implants out, making them transparently visible, which is what you see. And that's the bubbles that formed on the surface of the eyes. They were literally cooking my head and my brain and my face like you boil an egg. This is what these islands implants look like when you shine a black UV light on them, detailed in the book that is shown in that YouTube video. Okay? Oh, absolutely. This is what they look like when you shine a black UV light on them. The whole entire pupil looks turquoise. Okay? And let me show you one more picture. You'll understand why I'm showing this to you here in a second. Let me show you one more picture that shows it in black and white so you can see the eye fluid sacs and bubbles more clearly. That's not it. Bear with me a second. See, I was planning on making this video later, and since I did, I got some packing done faster than I thought, so bear with me. Right now, they in the past 2 weeks, they've been heavily targeting my chest, causing massive chest congestion, strain on my heart, and so on. So this right here is the same photo in black and white, and in better lighting, it enables you to actually see these water sacs and eye fluid sacs on the surface of the eyes better. But unfortunately, in this lighting, it's not affording me the capability to do that. This is photos, additional photos, okay, that were sent to my email account on June 3rd, 2020, the day they were discovered, that were taken from the Periscope video. Here they are right there. Now, hold on. Oh. And I don't mean to be gross, but look at this. When they attack your chest with directed energy weapons in your heart, it causes massive chest congestion. So that's forcing me to frequently use cough syrup to break it up. Now, that's the reason why I showed you this, because I wanted you to be able to see in real-time evidence. And I just made a video on August 2nd, 2021, which was just 5 days ago from today's date. Okay. I just captured evidence these come from a Periscope video that was made live at the University Town Center Mall here in La Jolla, San Diego, California, on June 3rd, 2020, in UTC Mall's bathroom. Well, I went back to the same mall for the first time since that date on August 2nd, 2021, 5 days ago, went into their bathroom, made up a video through my phone, and it captured about at least 85% of the same thing. That video was just uploaded to YouTube on the same day, because when I left UTC Mall, I then went to Bonds and uploaded the video. Now, the 18 hours of attack occurred at two places. A wooded area that I gave the code name of the Octopus Tree location, because when you're made homeless and you're a woman through this crime, it's not a good idea to make exposure videos at wooded areas and then to state where that wooded area is at physically. So what I do is I give code words to the wooded areas. So I look for a landmark on the property of the area. Like right now where I'm at right now, do you see this tree right here? That's a landmark. Well, there was literally a tree at that wooded area that literally looked like an octopus. That's no joke. And I even show it. There's videos in the YouTube account you're watching this video through. Okay, if you scroll really into your videos section, which is how you came across this video, well, go into your videos dedicated to this YouTube account and scroll into the videos, and you'll eventually see that location. So the attacks occurred at that octopus tree location. They began around 9:30 p.m. that night. They lasted throughout the entire night. The morning of the next day, which was then June 3rd, okay, until I left the area, and then they continued at Bond's grocery store located on Arabia Street and Regents Road, in La Jolla, which is located in San Diego, where I'm gang stalked on a massive scale, and where recently they're escalating staged events outside and inside the store, because they gave me permission to charge my phone chargers in the outlet outside the store, and they've been propping up nonstop gang stalking, verbal harassment, and color coding continually nonstop every single time I'm out there doing that. And now they're staging events between me and people who are saying they're security guards of that plaza, and me and punks and homeless people. This crime is intentionally propping up. So what I did was I just picked up the bag I showed you and put it right here next to my bike. Now that's the purpose of this video. The reason why I showed you all that was because I want you to know that the electromagnetic weapons attacks and the ultrasonic sound bone conduction torture that I endure along my routes and at wooded areas is forcing me to leave wooded areas within, as soon as I can wake up in the morning, take down my tent, pack it up, and leave. But you see, it's not that simple. It sounds simple, but it's not. Because gang stalking victims have to wear a certain amount of shielding to try and protect themselves against these attacks. And some of the shielding that I use, I got from the testimony of doctors who are being targeted, who've done their research, and tens of thousands of other victims who are exposing online what they're using for shielding. So if you don't think that me saying that I'm using shielding to protect myself from electromagnetic weapons attacks, just Google it to gang stalking. You're going to see tens of thousands of posts. Excuse me. Absolutely. So when you're homeless, they fucking make you homeless. They stage a vehicle accident so you don't have a fucking car. Google all my descriptions to gang stalking. Then you buy a bike and they start targeting the bike. So far they haven't really targeted this one yet. Let's see if they do. And the last one they targeted where? At Vaughn's and at the Octopus Tree location, within 2 weeks of it being brand new. Now, as soon as I bought this one, which is about 7 months old, which is in still pretty pristine condition, the other bikes, I've already made videos dedicated to this account that show me talking about what they did to the other bike, so I'm not going to get distracted in that. But we're going to see if they start targeting the bike, its functions and features. They're throwing glass on the fucking road along my routes. I already know it's them doing it. Other victims are exposing that as well. Research also how they slash tires of gang stalking victims' cars, motorcycles, and bikes. I've seen the videos, I've seen the testimony. These sick, fucking, filthy, satanic whores who manage this crime, the main implicated hosts of this crime are, but not limited to, the DOD, the DIA, the NSA, the CIA, all alphabet agencies, fusion centers, state, county, and local police, working together as an up and operating organized crime syndicate within the system at the national level, meaning at the national level, at the federal level, and in every state, county, city, county, city, town, and neighborhood. Okay? To get a bird's eye view of that, just research neighborhood watch groups and gang stalking. Okay? So, and then they work in private collusion with universities, libraries, all businesses that you can think of. Google all my statements to gang stalking baby cakes. Take the research, the data from each research description, tie it together, and that's how you see the whole picture. Okay? Now, by the way, the electromagnetic weapons torture has been repeatedly covered on national radio shows, including ones I've been on. Okay? Multiple different dates, multiple different national radio shows, and there's tens of thousands of posts about it all over the internet, including scientists, doctors, researchers, professors, and tens of thousands of victims exposing it daily. So do you honestly believe nothing's going on? 98.99% of these people have never talked to each other, yet their testimony is identical. So think and think smart. Use your common sense. You don't even need critical thinking for this shit. And please excuse my language. So I wanted to be able to show you that I am, because that evidence alone I could walk into a shaded area right now, get out my black UV light shining on my eyes, and you would see my eyes as turquoise. I could go to an eye doctor and shine a black UV light on my eyes, and there's no way that he or she could deny that these are in my eyes, because if they weren't in my eyes, my eyes would not show up turquoise, which is openly discussed in the book that's presented in the YouTube link that I showed you that was pasted onto that piece of paper when I showed it to you. So bring that YouTube link up. And by the way, that's from the Techno Crime Fighters playlist. Techno Crime Fighters videos on Dr. Catherine Horton's YouTube channel, Stop 007. Bring that up, go into her YouTube account, bring up the Techno Crime Fighters playlist, watch all those videos, research all descriptions, and in many of those videos, they talk about the eye lens implants. Okay? So, they were put in my eyes non-consensually. I have no memory whatsoever of how they got there. I've only had one surgery in my life, and that was they had some wisdom teeth pulled back in 1984, which as a result they put me under anesthetics. My ex-husband took me there. Okay, and trust me, there's I can't get too far off into all these other details because this video's got a subject matter. So what I'm having to do, these fucking sick, filthy whores, I have literally been extremely tortured at 37 wooded areas that I have had to move back and forth into in the past 2.5 years alone. 37 areas. I just moved to this spot not even 7 days ago, and upon moving to it, I was immediately attacked, and continually attacked. Okay? They have propped up, and the attacks are definitely coming from elevated positions. They're coming from over there. They're coming from the direction across the street. And I've also heard shit at night, like engine sounds, machine sounds, okay, and things that sounds like radio transmissions as well at the ground level, meaning that there's a probability that they could be coming on the property using mobile devices and or using vans or trucks, parking them off the fucking road. Okay? Absolutely. So, let's tie that up and get to the meat and potatoes of this particular video. So what I got to do then is start staying more mobile, even though I am also being attacked along my routes at bus stops, Vaughn's grocery store, 2 Vaughn's grocery stores, the laundromat I go to, okay, walking down the fucking street, walking from wooded area to wooded area, walking from here to over there to put up my solar panels to charge my phone chargers, okay? Just in this general area alone, I can show you 12 spots I've been hit at. 12. Just in this friggin' little area right here. 12. Sitting right there. Standing by my bike. Coming over here to put up my solar panels. Going over there to put up my solar panels. Coming over here to air out what I cover my tent up with. Okay? Standing over there, routes back and forth to my solar panel. Walking over there to try and step away from the assaults. I get attacked over there. Okay, so research electromagnetic weapons, directed energy weapons, and gang stalking, as well as ultrasonic sound bone conduction torture. So what I'm going to have to do is start being more extremely mobile every fucking day. Getting up, as long as my health permits me to do so, because they attack you in your sleep. I just saw a fellow victim's tweet about it this morning. That tweet, it said, this crime is worse than slavery, because even slaves had the ability to have their own thoughts. Google Voice to Skull and Voice to Skull with voice morphine to this crime. And slaves weren't attacked when they were sleeping. Because that's one of the biggest times they love to attack you, because they know you're in a stationary position. They know you have no way to defend yourself, to get up. Because they can attack you in measures to where it's bad enough to create the health effects, but not bad enough to wake you up. But they will also attack you in bad enough ways to wake you up, because they know then you're going to perceive it, and then they know then that's going to program the brain to realize that it's being attacked when it's under the most vulnerable position, sleeping. These are wild, demonic, mass-murdering, genocidal, criminally insane, filthy, maggot, right-ass animal whores. They're literally nothing but mass murderers. It's all they are. It's all they're ever going to be, except for they are also other things like extreme crimes connected to rape, gang rape, human trafficking, illegal probate control schemes, and much more. They're involved in every crime you can think of. So let me get to the subject matter. When I put, this is a flat bag. This is part of this saddlebag system. It all came together. I bought it off of Amazon. This bag right here goes on the back of the bike. On the back of the back bike rack. Okay? You know what they also did at Vaughn's? After I put, because the bike is brand new, the back rack's brand new, the front rack is brand new, and the cable locks that I had to buy to lock the racks onto the bike so they couldn't fucking steal the racks off when I'm in Vons or anywhere else. You know, so then you know what they started doing? They started fucking turning the nuts and everything that hold the racks onto the bike. They started loosening them so the fucking rack would move back and forth, forcing me to constantly fucking fix it. Okay, because this flat bag right here that goes on and rests onto the actual flat part of the back. See, because these are saddlebags, right? So you see those, right? So this bag goes on top of the flat part, okay, of the bike, of the back rack, right? And it rests there. Now, when I get done making this video, I'm then going to tie it up to the saddlebags on days when I go to do that. Today, when I go to move, I'm just going to carry it because it's got a handle on it. I'm just going to carry it to another place, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this in a black garbage bag, and everything that's in it's in a black garbage bag inside of it. I'll get to that in a minute. But I wanted to show you that I got this system in case they steal it, because there's no way that I can take this up and down hills, the hills that I got to go up and down in order to leave property, okay, get into property, leave property, okay. There's no way for me to constantly, see, because they're also attacking my chest. That attacks my heart muscle and it attacks my chest muscle, okay, and it affects my right arm. And that seems to be happening on days when I go to do my laundry, when on days when I have to go get more amounts of water, and on days when I go to move. Now, how can they tell when I go to do these things? Through the RNM lens implants. Because remote neural monitoring allows them to interface with those implants, allowing them to see through my eyes in real time, every second of every minute of every hour of every day. So they can see when you're low on water. They can see you're propping up and packing up laundry. They can see when you're preparing to move. So they say, okay, the bitch is getting ready to move. Let's hit her in the chest and the heart to strain the heart muscle and the chest muscle. So when she fucking goes to move and pushes all this shit on her bike, it'll wear the fuck out and cause more problems on the heart. This is how bad this crime is. So you should also research gang stalking and psychotronic and heart attacks. These people are nothing but mass murdering, filthy whores. You can also go to Google and research what? Mass shootings, voice to skull, and gang stalking, including Myron May and Aaron Alexis. And that person who engaged in that mass shooting, I think in Kansas, he was complaining about voice to skull and stalking. Okay? So anyways, because the ultrasonic sound is a conduit for voice to skull. But it's also kind of for extreme torture. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage in little moves and big moves. Okay? Little moves are going to be to where I'm at one spot, and then maybe I just move to an area that's within a block, no more than 2 blocks from where I'm currently at. And this is done so when I can, because the more I move around, the harder they got to work to keep targeting me. But if I'm in an area where they got syndicate motherfuckers subleasing homes, or maybe are already in the area because they're also targeting other people over there in the condominiums that stretch along this fucking road down there, in fucking homes or condos over here, well, they're already set up in position. There are also many fucking places they can park vehicles and perpetrate and affect this shit upon you. And then through the illegal tracking, they vector your location, and boom. That's why this crime is so fucking effective against tens and tens of thousands of people daily. I see massive amounts of tweets when I get on Twitter every day about this shit. Petitions going to Washington ignoring them all. Okay? Every day. I can be on Twitter for 40 minutes and see over 30 tweets about it. Okay? Literally. Okay? So what I'll be doing in the little moves is pack this up. This has got some of my shielding in it and some of the things that I sleep in. Okay? The tent from now on is going with me every day along with the tent poles. Okay? So what I'm going to be doing is using one saddlebag for my portable head shielding that I got to take with me because I get attacked along my routes. Okay? Literally. That's how bad this crime is. Literally. So I take the tent and the portable shielding and my solar lights with me and put them in one of these bags. And then the other bag, hold on. The other bag, excuse me, so far has got the sleeping bag and one of my the sleeping bag and a thermal weatherization blanket that I bought through Amazon. Now, those are put inside of this bag that are then put inside of the saddlebag. So when I get right before the road of the wooded area I'm at, or any wooded area I'm at, right before I approach the exit, I look at the landscape to see if there's any landscape there, like big bushes and trees, to where I can then yank this out of the saddlebag, take this bag out of the saddlebag that's got the sleeping bag and the extra thermo weatherization blanket in it, and other stuff that's going to be put in it before I leave. I get up towards the road, I see the tree, I pull this out of the saddlebag and hide it in the tree. Same thing with that. That way I ain't got to carry this shit with me along my routes all day. Okay? Alright? And then what I got in here are 2 Bristol Farms bags, which is a grocery store out here in San Diego. This has got additional shielding. I'm going out of my way, no matter how this sounds to you, the people who are watching this, I'm going out of my way to expose to you what I got to go through because of these sick, filthy whores. Okay, check this out. This is a Bristol Farms bag, 2 of them. And I got just enough my shielding in this to where I can put it in and it can run, and the handlebar and the handles of them can go around my neck for the chest, and then the second bag will go around, its handles will go around my neck and it will rest on my back. And then what I do then, and this will be mostly for larger moves, meaning that when I gotta go to somewhere that is more than 1.5 blocks. Okay, so this is going to be rigged up in a way to where it goes around my neck and then it rests up against my chest. Okay, and then the same thing for the other one, except it'll rest against my back. That way I don't have to put it on my bike. But on days to where, so what I'm going to be doing mainly, the main purpose of this video is to show you what I'm going to be doing with my property when I leave a wooded area. It's going to be hidden on the wooded area property. Then I'm going to go about my routes to get food, water, or whatever I got to do for the day. Get that done, and then go hang out somewhere out in mountain communities to try and avoid being targeted. Because the longer you're at wooded areas, the more frequently they target you. So I'm going to try and be running out and about as much as possible on my bike. And so they're going to start targeting the fucking bike. So stay tuned to that. I've already made videos showing this bike, and I've already taken photos of it and put it on Twitter along with predictions about them doing it. And I've got many audio files showing me detail it as well. So here's the main scoop. That bag right there, that would rest on the flat part of the back rack that's got attachments to it that allows you to attach it to the saddlebags, in case you want to take that bag with you with the saddlebags full and then really go about your day with all of it on the bike. What I'm telling you is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one bag that's filled with stuff that's needed between night and dawn, what's needed in the tent. It's packed up in one saddlebag. Well, before I go to leave the wooded area that I'm on, no matter what wooded area I'm on, right before I go to leave it, I'm going to take this bag out of this saddlebag, and I'm going to take that bag and the 2 Bristol Farms bag and hide it in a tree, or hide it in a bush, or hide it in landscape to where it's completely out of sight. And that same spot will not be the type of spot where anybody would fucking come on the property and hang out, camp out, put up a tent, hang out and drink, or whatever they might want to do. Even though gang stalking will prop that up, because they're tracking you down to the foot everywhere you go every single day. Literally, it's literally that bad. Literally. And remember, when you go into this YouTube account, you watch my evidence exposures, when you watch my videos, you'll see how all this is done. Indisputably. You'll be able to sit back and say to yourself, okay, I can see what she's saying. And then when you research it, it's going to reinforce what I'm saying on a massive scale, because there's tens of thousands of victims exposed in this crime. I'm not the only victim they've made homeless. Okay? So, because think about it, they're targeting my chest, and even if they weren't targeting my chest, hauling this shit around with you along all your routes every day would tire the shit out of you. Because you got to remember, the bike is also used to carry groceries, right? So my thinking is to keep this situation from this additional situation from affecting me, my health as much as in my mental health as much as possible. So just pack it up and hide your shit. Then when it gets to be about 3:30, 4 o'clock, go back to it, or at least go back to an area that's close by it. So then maybe when another hour transpires, all you got to do is go grab it, put it on the bike, put it around your neck, move forward, find a place, and then you're set for the night. Okay? So we're going to see if they start stealing it. We're going to see if it gets confiscated by and through property owners, landscape workers for the state, county, and or property owner, okay? Homeless people, social deviants, punks, criminals, crazies, or cops. Because gang stalking also targets your finances. What better way to target your finances than target your property? I wouldn't have had to buy anything for this bike. The racks, the saddlebags, or nothing if it wasn't for this crime. I wouldn't have had to buy the bike. I'd have my car. I wouldn't be homeless. Okay, so this is the most minor aspect of how they target your finances. So I got to get going because I'm approaching 33 minutes in this video. This particular phone, now hold on a second. Actually, this phone is going to allow me to go a little bit over 33 minutes. I don't think it's the phone. I think it's actually the particular microcard that I got in the phone. Usually the type of microcards I put in this type of phone only allows me to make 33-minute videos at a time. But I do got to get going, though, because I got stuff to still do. I'm still packing up. So we're going to see, one, if they start propping up homeless people to hike out, camp out, or hang out, not only directly around or in front of the places that I would drop off this type of property that I told you is going to be dropped off now every morning, but also the other places and areas where I got property hidden at, clothes, backup camping gear, okay, and other things that are needed to survive. Okay, now I've already talked in previous videos why I don't go get a storage locker. So trust me, when you get to that video, you'll understand. Just research gang stalking and storage facilities. Because this crime interfaces with every fucking place you go to. Like, why can you go to Google and type in grocery stores, restaurants, movie theaters, banks, post offices, okay, any type of business you can think of to gang stalking, and look at what comes up. Coffee shops, every place, restaurants, movie theaters. It interfaces with every place because when you go in that place is then used to apply gang stalking techniques against you, including the weapons. Absolutely. Remember, the second part of that 18-hour torture that produced that evidence was at least 6 hours of torture at a Vons grocery store, where they're massively gang stalking me still and will stage an event or a complaint so they have a no apparent reason to ban me. Why? Because through cyber surveillance, they see I'm exposing them. So they figure ban the bitch and then the exposure will stop because the targeting at you with Vons will stop. I don't think so. I'm still exposing the University of Michigan to this date. It was gang stalked all over their fucking campus. And I haven't even begun to start targeting them online concerning exposures and legal. I haven't even begun to touch the exposure and the legal targeting of UCSD and SDSU. Do you really think I'm going to forget Vons? Or Ralph's? Or Starbucks? Or Jack in the Box? I don't think so. But you see, if they can keep you tied up in the endless business of moving while degrading your health until you come down with cancer, they figure they got you trapped and get to be jack shit you're going to do about it. Because they already know you know, and they already know that they got the courts completely controlled.